Welcome back to HPL, or the PvP Live Studios here in Frisco, Texas. If you watch the match setup of this one, you heard Nathan and I kind of jostling back and forth about what would happen if he and I played. We try to set up our own best-of-5 match. During the commercial, Nathan let me know that he would bet his beard. He is that confident he would bet his beard against me.
If you can figure out what take state and should have to get set against that, get out there on Twitter, use that hashtag HPL. Let us know what you think of that. Also, let us know what you think of these games. Kranich came with a mind control tech in his Druid deck, and SjoW came out swinging aggressive, as we've seen him do a lot before. Yeah,
and it was great against what SjoW brought to the table. It was going to be pretty good against any of the Hunter decks that he's had really popular here as well. He might be able to steal a minion here late in that game. You always see this flare from Kranich. I like it.
Yeah, the bigger story of that one, though, the two keepers of the Grove that Kranich had, able to fight off the pressure. You know, that's typically a very bad matchup for Druid. But if you get the right cards, you can easily swing the game around. But the thing about it is, you have to have the right cards.
Yeah, Innervate's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Innervate's pretty good, and so are those keepers of the Grove. But now it's anyone's guess what they're going to do in Game 2. We see Kranich continue to add his own Flare decks. In that game, he wasn't able to utilize it to full effect, but the 3/3 body was enough to keep pressure up.
Yeah, the 3/3 body was great. He got in a lot of damage with it, you know, threatened SjoW's board position there, and SjoW, you know, he got control of it back there in the middle of the game, but, you know, Kranich had 3 outs there going into that last turn.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much great stuff that was going into that one. The two piloted shredders adding so much pressure to the board as well. SjoW had to be weary of something like Savage Roar and was forced to make trades in that position where he didn't want to make trades. I mean, that's the last spot you want to be in.
Yeah, you could really see it on his face. He's very anguished that last turn. He had his head in his hands. He's like, I really don't want to do this, but I have to because of what Druid can do. You know, he's only fading those 3 cards. Anything else drawn by Kranich there, and he doesn't win the game because SjoW's board is so overwhelming from that spot. So he just played to his best percentage of winning by cutting as many outs from Kranich as he could, and it ended up not working out for him.
Yeah, plus the anguish that SjoW had on his face from the keepers of the Grove. You know, each one of them, he was like, oh my gosh, this is so bad for me. And the second one was like, whoa, what do I do to this board position? That's the nightmare for a deck that's going to play 3/2s.
Yeah, it is absolutely a nightmare. And so I think I have a very important question for you, though, Nathan. What do I bet against your beard?
I don't know if you have anything valuable enough.
I mean,
maybe your soul, but
my soul?
There's any telling exactly what goes on.
You could start with my car. You had to go all the way full on your soul.
I'll take the car against the beard.
The car? No, my car is worth way more than your beard.
You just said the car. I mean,
I just brought it up. I didn't mean it's the bet.
You know, anything could be happening. We're going to be getting right into game number 2 right now as it's getting underway. We have Kranich's side of it, and as soon as we get the client fixed, we're going to be having SjoW's side of it for you as well. But game 2 is getting underway, and it's any guess what Kranich is bringing to the table.
I will say, this is the only side we really need. Kranich is the crazy one. We'll get his side, and, you know, we just figure it out.
Yeah, SjoW's been playing much more in line than, you know, Kranich has been so far in HPL. But, you know, maybe this is a time where he branches out, shows some of his own style in his match.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to see that. And look at this Kranich. Looks like a control warrior deck. We got a Brawl in this hand.
Yeah, Brawl. You know, we saw Kranich play control warrior earlier in this week as well. Gorehowl was found in his deck.
Yeah, he's got one of the wins with Gorehowl to the face.
Yeah, but this is a pretty ugly opening hand now. A couple of 5-drops with an Alex Strauss and a Shield Slam. You know, he wants to be finding stuff that can fight effectively early on. You know, one of the worst case scenarios for Warrior is when they have to use their Shield Slams very early to take care of stuff and then draw other weapons later in the game. You want that to be the opposite.
Yeah, I think SjoW is playing Grim Patron Warrior. That's my bet here.
Well, he is very much known for Warrior just in general. A control Warrior could be right up his alley. You know, both these guys, a little bit of slower starts here, both just armoring up. You know, it's possible that SjoW's playing Grim Patron Warrior, but we haven't gotten a glimpse of anything just yet.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wouldn't want to run something out like Coin, Acolyte of Pain here, because if Kranich has something like Fiery War Axe, you just lose so much value off that card. So it's very possible he's still playing something like Grim Patron, even though he hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, so this is going to be the glimpse here, the Coin, and is
I'm
this
expecting a Death Bite, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Gnomish Inventor, so that is usually the big signal of this deck.
No, he has Gnomish Inventor in his control deck.
Wow, Baron Geddon being found in Kranich's deck. I have to believe that this was kind of targeted at some more aggressive strategies now.
Look at Kranich's face. He just got excited about something.
Yeah, I think he's laughing at the Baron Geddon he's found in his hand. You know, this is a card that's, you know, mostly fallen out of favor as well, but he's put it back in here. You know, just as I said, I think this is meant to target some of the aggressive strategies that SjoW has been bringing forward here. But in this match, not going to be that big of a deal because against Grim Patrons, is Baron Geddon what you want to be activating?
No, Baron Geddon is definitely not what you want against Grim Patrons, though it is a 7/5 body later in the game. So if Kranich can ever get to a point where he's kind of run SjoW out of resources and is really, you know, looking for a way to kill him, it'll have to do.
Yeah, so Kranich going to take his time kind of thinking about taking out this Armor Smith here too as well. I'd be a little bit surprised by that. You know, but with the way this game is rolling out right now, he's got plenty of threats to continue to build his board. He's got answers to what's going on. Maybe he just feels comfortable fighting a card-for-card battle.
Yeah, I think he feels very comfortable fighting a card-to-card battle when he has like Brawl, Shield Slam, Execute, Baron Geddon, Armor Smith in his hand, and then Alex Straw's behind that. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get to turn 9 with a decent board position. Alex Straw's a show, and then finish him off quickly from there.
We're going to see if SjoW can actually build pressure against this. Sludge Belcher, such a scary minion against Warrior. You know, none of the weapons straight away take it out very well. Arcanite Reaper is very rarely, if ever, found in any of the conventional Warrior decks. Slam, though, does an excellent job.
They usually have it in the face Warrior decks.
That's one of my favorites. Slam does put it in Fiery War Axe range, though, but he's got to have Fiery War Axe.
Yeah, just, you know, he'll slam in the situation whether he has it or not. You know, it's a good way to draw some extra cards here because that's all he's trying to do right now. He's at 35, and Kranich only has a 3-power minion in play, so he's got a lot of time going forward. He just needs to assemble the right combo.
Yeah, so, you know, it's anyone's guess what's in his hand at this point. We're going to get this client issue fixed as soon as we can. You know, once again, we're at the mercy of the software to be working with us on this one, but in the meantime, we're going to continue to go from this perspective. Second slam for SjoW. So no very easy, no easy activators for SjoW moving forward. And Kranich's hand doesn't look like it's going to be slowing down anytime soon.
I'll say picking up Lotheb, not a bad one here. It's going to add a lot of pressure to the board and keep SjoW from, you know, doing things like Whirlwind for really cheap next turn if he tries to set up a really big turn against the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, I mean, is Lotheb what he really wants to be playing here? I guess he just really wants the pressure.
I kind of think he does because, you know, there's some plays with Whirlwind next turn that he wants to play around. You know, something like Grim Patron, Inner Rage, Whirlwind, like, and then he's left with a 1-2 body. Yeah. But this play, however, from SjoW signals that his turns going forward can be very powerful.
This actually might be a pretty darn good Baron Geddon turn for Kranich as well. I mean, he can run Sludge Belcher in here, drop Baron Geddon, add a lot of pressure to what's going on, but he damages his own minions at the same time. You know, something you don't want to do is be putting all your minions in range of dying as well, but he's got to make use of his resources somehow. He's just outside his Shield Slam range. And, you know, doesn't have an activator for this Acolyte of Pain. A couple different things could happen here, and it's going to be a matter of how he wants to actually approach this turn moving forward.
Yeah, I gotta believe he's gonna just run this Lotheb into this Emperor and then maybe even play Baron, but there's a chance he just armors up here and uses something like Shield Slam to finish this off.
Yeah, so he misses actually a point of armor here by going with the Armor Smith post attack. So a little bit of a sequencing error from Kranich, but you know, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. Though every single point of life can matter, but in this position, I think it's going to be a matter of whether or not SjoW can build a big board position and keep it, versus whether or not Kranich is going to have the tools to move forward and continue to apply pressure.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is one of the last scenarios that Kranich wanted to see, was a very big Grim Patron turn. And with all these 1-power minions on the board and Warsong Commander, he's going to be able to put together.
Everyone is getting in here.
They certainly are. Kranich, you know,
I will say this Baron Geddon's going to help a lot going forward, though.
Yeah, it really, actually, this is kind of an interesting position, too. You know, given that he has to find a way to fight against what's going on. Second Brawl in his hand as well. I mean, this might be kind of a similar position that we saw in the Dog versus Jab game, where Dog was able to, you know, to put a lot of pressure on Jab, but Jab grind him out of the game.
Yeah, so he has like great options here. He can kill Warsong Commander, play Baron Geddon. It leaves SjoW with 2 Grim Patrons after that, or he can Brawl here and then clean up whatever's left over with Shield Slam, which I gotta, you know, think that's where he's gonna want to be.
Yeah, but unless he gets super lucky.
Yeah, he could pick up his Lotheb. Well, it's the first one out of the Brawl.
So a little bit of a sigh of relief for SjoW. I think, on that regard. But, you know, Kranich, once again, does have some ways to answer this. He can even be a little bit patient here, I think, and save the Shield Slam and the Shield Block for a bigger threat.
Since you have the second Brawl.
Right, and, you know, this Grim Patron right now is going to be in range of Baron Geddon next turn, so unless SjoW can utilize that, you have that in check.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, you know, and let's say SjoW has another hand with a bunch of the, you know, Whirlwind-like effect cards and something can, you know, start to go off again. You can make him move in again here and then get him with Brawl, hopefully, again for yourself. Yeah, you can just Shield Block here, you know, or just armor up.
Yeah, I think I would prefer the armor up because he's got the Shield Slam in hand. Doesn't want to.
Right, you don't want to, you know,
doesn't want to throw away the option of not being able to Shield Block and Shield Slam at the same time. And his game plan has been kind of solidified moving forward. I think that he's going to try to grind SjoW out of this game. And with a second Warsong Commander.
Looks like this is going to work out very well for Kranich here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I might have spoke too soon.
This could be really bad for Kranich, depending on exactly how much SjoW can add behind this. But you know what? I think SjoW's taking this window of opportunity because he just saw a Brawl and doesn't anticipate a second one.
Yeah, no one ever plays around the second Brawl, and Kranich actually has 2 of them in his hand over the last 2 turns.
There's the first Whirlwind coming in, and this is going to be a lot of damage added now. How is SjoW going to take advantage of the fact that Kranich has left him with a Grim Patron on the board?
Oh boy.
Battle Rage picking up 5 cards right now and a lot of damage in the meantime.
Really showing off the power of Battle Rage in this deck.
13 points of damage is going to be dealt for SjoW this turn. But Kranich, he does have second Brawl, so a little bit of breathing room for him.
He's going to have the second Brawl to help. I was going to say that there's an Inner Rage here. This is a lot more damage as well.
Yeah, it's another Grim Patron being added to the board. But, every single Grim Patron that's
Another
added
15,
to the board,
yeah.
it's one less chance for that Frothing Berserker to win.
So this is both Grim Patrons, one Frothing Berserker, and it has been both Warsong Commanders?
Yeah, that's both. That's the second Warsong Commander.
SjoW's going to have a hard time winning from this spot.
Yeah, Brawl is for certain the minion that's going to get played here.
Yeah, he's going to lead off with Brawl here and be able to have Shield Slam behind to help clean up whatever's left over.
Yeah, if he plays the Baron Geddon here and lets it activate, he does take out the Frothing Berserker, but it's going to damage the first Grim Patron and put a second one into play, and then the AoE spell from the Unstable Ghoul would activate those again. So that's,
he would fill up his board again.
He just wants to Brawl here, then take out the minions accordingly. And with Shield Block, Shield Slam, going to easily be able to do it. Oh, we did not consider that actually. That was not a very strong result for that one to be winning, but he is going to have Shield Slam, and then once again, kind of in a similar scenario, does have Baron Geddon to check this, so whether or not SjoW has ways to activate this is the big key.
Yeah, we didn't consider that, but at the same time, like I had thought about it, the thing is, it almost doesn't matter, because he doesn't have any more Warsong Commanders, and there's no way for him to really trigger off this Grim Patron and go crazy here this turn. Now the fact that he has 2 Acolyte of Pains, though, kind of really hurts the Baron. Wow, so many cards this game for SjoW.
And a Whirlwind to add to this. This is so much pressure. He's fought through 2 Brawls to this point. He's refilling his hand in the meantime. He's got pressure back on Kranich right now. How does Kranich actually win this game?
Yeah, this is going to be a rough one, because if he Baron Geddon's here, he's going to take 2 damage off the Baron Geddon. It's going to kill the Acolyte of Pain, the other Acolyte. Oh, I don't even know if Baron Geddon can get him out of this anymore.
Yeah, Death Spite going to add a lot of pressure to this. And SjoW, once again, if he plays the Baron Geddon, he puts a lot of cards in SjoW's hand and actually adds Grim Patrons to this board. Fiery War Axe can shut off that possibility, though. He's going to drop to 9 if he wants to do that.
Yeah, I think he just has to do this because there's so little damage output left in SjoW's deck unless he has Grom.
Yeah, I mean, Gromish really is going to be the tiebreaker here. If he has, we actually didn't see that in Dog's deck either. It had been completely
we went through his entire deck.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really big talking point, too. We'll get a glimpse of SjoW's hand here. No shortage of action from him. But he's going to have to fight off this Baron Geddon first. He can very easily do that, but he takes some damage in the meantime. Is he worried about something like Gromish and Cruel Taskmaster from Kranich?
Yeah, I think you probably have to do something about this Baron Geddon play because, again, you have so many cards in your hand, and Kranich is down to 3 cards and only has 7 life. You have time to beat him, and you have enough damage left in your hand since you have your second Death Spite and your last Fiery War Axe, plus you have another Frothing Berserker and a Cruel Taskmaster. You can end this game. Don't die.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan as well. He's run Kranich very low on cards. He's seen 2 Brawls. He's seen Baron
Geddon.
I
like this too. He's going to use this Execute, not take damage off this Baron Geddon.
Yeah, I love to see this as well. Actually going to keep Frothing Berserker out of range of any damage as well. Once again, just needs minor threats on the board to be able to get this done and making the
He's
full
doing this
effect
to
of his
play
mana.
around Execute from Kranich.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think it's part of what's going into it as well. Also keeps it fresh from the Fiery War Axe, in case you see something like a Shield Blocker, Shield Maiden added behind this. And Kranich, this is a lot of pressure to have to deal with. And I think he's just going to have to continue to take major risks if he wants to do it, paying 2/3 of his remaining life to take care of a Frothing Berserker.
Yeah, but he can gain 7 from the Shield Block and this Armor Up if he wants to this turn.
Yeah, I mean, now he's looking at a spot where he may be able to pull out of this pretty easily. If SjoW doesn't actually kill him in this next turn, Alex Strauss is going to be a big value.
Yeah, I was going to say, does SjoW have him dead here? He's got Cruel Taskmaster makes 3, then he goes up to 7. Is he 1 short? No, he's got Inner Rage as well.
He's also got Death Spite to add to this. So
yeah, he's got Inner Rage and Cruel Taskmaster as well.
Plenty of damage to push through this, and he's going to tie this series up at 1 game apiece, despite the fact that Kranich was able to fight through 2 big Grim Patron turns, didn't have enough in the end to answer everything that SjoW was throwing at him.
Great game here from SjoW. Just got through all this removal, got through 2 separate amazing brawls from Kranich as well.
Yeah, big pickups from Kranich, but just in the end, not enough. SjoW's pressure and patience paying off at the same time. Adding a lot to the board at once, I think, is really what this was about. He waited for the right opportunities to do it. Kranich had a brawl. He reloaded the board. Kranich had another brawl. He reloaded the board. Kranich had a Baron Geddon, and then just at that point, though, he was so low on life that the pressure that came crashing in afterwards was something that Kranich couldn't deal with.
Yeah, Kranich had to use his life total as a resource one too many times that game. Had to keep using weapons to try to control the board. Took a little bit too much damage and ended up costing him. He's now 1-1 here with SjoW. So the next person who gets a win is on match point here for our last match of the night.
Yeah, it's now a best of 3 between these two guys, and they can change anything about their decks that they want. If you want to see how this game panned out, you can head over to pvplive.net and check out the recap for yourself. Exactly what they played in this game and how they played it. Once again, SjoW able to fight through 2 brawls playing Grim Patron Warrior. What beautiful stuff. When we come back, these guys are going to be hopping into game 3, but that's after they make changes to their deck so far. So don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, this match is going to continue. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.